And that was Mere Nabi by Walid Beta. That is the name of the nasheed. You can listen to more nasheeds on Nasheed Radio at 1 p.m. every day right here on Salam Media. It is 11:35. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media. President Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet has approved the constitutional 18th Amendment Bill for public comment, which will finally be making South African Sign Language the country's 12th official language. And to tell us more about this induction of South African Sign Language as the country's 12th official language, we have Bruno Druchen, the National Director of Deaf Federation of South Africa, with his interpreter, Francois Desel. Good morning, Bruno, and thank you for joining me, and good morning to you, Francois.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity.
All right, so what does this mean for the deaf community in South Africa, this announcement that South Africa will finally have a 12th official language, which is South African Sign Language?
This means for us as the deaf community that our language is respected, and we use as rights into using our language, and then also our culture be recognized by the government of South Africa and by South Africans.
Mm-hmm. How important is sign language?
Sign language is important because this is our language that we communicate every day. From the morning that we woke up in the morning and saying, I'm deaf and I'm going to have their struggles. That's not how we work. We woke up in the morning and saying, like any other human being, we've got our own struggles, but the additional struggle that we have is that we don't have access. So we need to, because of South African signs being recognized in the Constitution of South Africa, it gives us the right to use our language freely, and then government needs to provide the access for us as well. And that also the provision that we made by the Department of Education to open the South African Sign Language as a subject for young children also to learn. That's amazing, because that will create job opportunities for deaf people to train hearing children on South African Sign Language. And then just for additional information, is that in 2014, the Department of Education implemented South African Sign Language as a subject for deaf learners at school. So they can choose South African Sign Language and English as part of the subjects, and then also matriculate with that. So that's a huge achievement in itself.
Now tell us about the process. I know it has been an ongoing process. Now, why did it take so long?
There's the reason why it took so long, because when we started way back just after apartheid, people didn't recognize it as a language itself. People didn't know that the language had rules. So we really went part of 2007, the announcement was for constitutional amendments. It was important for parliamentarians to elect. So it's important for us to bring the facts, and then also to bring the research, and also to provide evidence where sign language is used. As if the listeners can listen to this, all universities and we have African Sign Language as a course. We can take so in self level. Necessary for parliamentarians to understand this process. But unfortunately, with the change of the terms of Parliament at the reason in 2013 and then in 2015. And then in 2015, the bill started really rolling because the deaf community at that stage had enough. All the evidence was submitted, all the reports were submitted. And then on the 1st of September 2016, deaf people took their rights to the street. We marched in all 9 provinces simultaneously on that day. And we went to legislatures and to parliament, and we had a petition drawn up by thousands of people. And then Parliament really listened. In 2017, the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces approved the report that was submitted portfolio of correctional services on the Joint Committee on and Constitutional Review Committee. And that report was approved by both houses in Parliament, and then it was referred to Justice. Justice then, the Department of Justice then had to come through a process, because when such a bill is amended and we want the Constitution to be amended, it was important that all the parties has to be consulted to make sure that they will be ready in the day when the Constitution amendment has been approved. So this is where this amendment bill is coming from. Consulted widely in government, now it's in front of the public. We ask the public to support this bill, and as it is, and then we send comments to the Department of Justice. We're just waiting for the minister to send out the notice.
All right. Since this is the first step in the right direction, can we look forward to seeing sign language being used more prevalently in public institutions?
Yes, we are stoked. We are really stoked that we've so far in this process. I can say we're 99.5% in this process, because this is just now the public that needs to support us. And then definitely this will happen. Government is ready, I believe, because they have been briefed, they have been informed, they've been consulted in all provincial, national, everywhere they were consulted.
All right, now let's understand sign language a bit. Can you sign in the same way in different languages? How does it work?
Yes, okay. It is important to know that, like English and Afrikaans and isiXhosa, the structure of the language is different. So if you know the Afrikaans rules of the language, it's not the same in English, not the same in isiXhosa. So it applies also to South African Sign Language. To give you a simple example, in English you will say the cat sits on the mat. So in sign language, it's subject, object, verb. So you will first place the mat, first the cat, mat, sit. So the cat is object and sits on the mat, and then the verb. So that's why it's a completely different structure.
All right. And where can one go to learn sign language?
DEFSA is offering an accredited course that is for the general public to learn South African Sign Language. That takes you just for the basics of South African Sign Language. And if the public wants to go more advanced, and that's why the universities are there. If students want to become a teacher for deaf schools, we've got 42 schools of the deaf in South Africa. So they want to become a teacher, psychologist, they can always take South African Sign Language as an additional subject or subject that will make themselves fluent in South African Sign Language, able to communicate with a deaf person without using a South African Sign Language interpreter. So they take one-on-one communication. And then if the general public wants to learn the basics of South African Sign Language, just to communicate with deaf people, then welcome to contact deaf.
I'm Bruno and Francois Ender for sharing the insight about this. The South African Sign Language is the country's 12th official language. I mean, I look forward to seeing menus in sign language and people doing more sign language in, so that we can also learn the language.
Yes, and so people are welcome to learn the language. And yeah, then we will be able to communicate. The next time we don't need an interpreter.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you for that.
Bye-bye. That was Bruno Druchen, the National Director of Deaf Federation South Africa, with his interpreter, Francois Desel, taking us through President Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet approving the constitutional 18th Amendment Bill for public comment, which will finally be making South African Sign Language the country's 12th official language. Now, this is the sorry, the constitutional 18th Amendment Bill for public comment, which means that you need to go out and support this so that sign language can become the country's 12th official language. And also, the Department of Basic Education has announced that it plans to incorporate sign language as an option in the school curriculum, giving the language more recognition, as this will now not only be an option for those in schools for the deaf. This is a massive step in the right direction to tackle the marginalization of the deaf community, as it will be making the language more accessible not only for community but the general public at large. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see sign language everywhere, people doing sign? And proper sign, hey, not that sign that we saw in at the funeral of the late President Nelson Mandela. What a disaster! But proper sign language, and we can all sign, and that will make the deaf community feel more inclusive and included in everything. That would be beautiful. All right, so go out and support that amendment, so that South African Sign Language can be part of the country's 12th official language. It is 11:47. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media.